Hello everyone, I'm your host Hamas28 and welcome back to FTB Skies to Aero. Now what I just crafted was an enchanted book with Silk Touch because we're going to need Silk Touch for what we're doing today, which is, and where's my anvil, because I should be able to just do this, Silk Touch, perfect, is getting started with bees, productive bees in fact, because there are a couple of items we cannot grow from our geode. Mostly glowstone, which we're going to need in high amounts to do a lot of crafting, most notably patterns for setting up a lot of auto crafting. And since it's overall going to take a long time and doesn't take, auto crafting of too much stuff, I thought it was a good time to set it up. So I expanded the platform out here. And you might be wondering, well, why do you need Silk Touch? Well, the first thing is that we need to get some watery bees by fishing in a watery biome. And then we're going to convert a block of bamboo into the bee nest using our Primogel goo, and the Silk Touch is going to be useful for moving the hives around. And now we are here. You don't see it? This is a cold ocean. Now, I don't think you actually have to fish in water. I think you just have to... It can be found by fishing in a watery biome. Yeah, so you don't actually need water like I brought. We should just be able to fish into the void and hopefully get some bees. Okay, I got two productive bees. I could not locate the oily bee because it turned nighttime and now I can't see him. So I just fished some more and now we got two and we're all set. So now I can leave. We can go home and continue working on our bees. Now then, now that we're back home, it said if we feed nature essence to the bee, they become regular. Now that we have a couple of regular bees, we need a beehive to store them in. And then will they leave? How to get up there. And there you go. The Primogel goo takes a block of bamboo and converts it into a bee nest. And since we have Silk Touch, we could just mine these and move them. Now, they just stay in the nest, right? Like they're not going to fly away and leave us? Not quite sure how that works. Maybe I should encapsulate it. Huh. Okay, I did not know if you shift next to flowers, it just makes more flowers. What a neat mechanic. And there we go. It's our little bee house, where we can first breed some bees. I'm kind of scared of them flying away and never returning, so I enclose them in this space. But they should be happy here. And let's see. Why are you getting hurt? Is this what oh. Okay, I think I should get rid of these eye blossoms. I think they're giving them poison. I never liked the look of them anyway. Okay, I think that's all of them. And we're good. Now let's see, they're inside the nest, so now they should come out later, and then we can get some more. And to make it go a little bit faster, I think I need to invest into a bag, what's it called? I think it's called time. Time. There it is, the temporal pouch. I kind of forgot this exists, but we should be able to make it. Yeah, because we have all of these essences. We just need the block of raw gold, which if I fish essence, we could probably get. Oh, wait. Oh no, you can't make the horse armor. I can get it. And then after enough time has passed and you have acquainted yourself with a honeycomb and a honey bottle, one with shearing and one with a glass bottle, we can now finally start productive bees, and we get the big book of bees, which I've never read before, a shallow look into the world of apicology. Here be puns. So now that we have some honeycombs available to us, we can continue and make the advanced beehive, which should be pretty easy, I think. Let's see, campfire is going to take some logs. Let me just steal them from my tree farm over here. Bam. Pretty neat setup. Just auto-converts logs into charcoal. So now that we have the logs, we should be able to make everything needed. Don't think we're missing anything else. And make sure you select the right one. Campfire. Now we just need a regular beehive. And now we can make one advanced oak beehive. Then we're also going to need an expansion box and a feeding slab, which is just a smooth stone slab over a chest, which is pretty easy. And after throwing some stone into the system, we can make one feeding slab, and now we just have to make the final thingamabob, the expansion box, which just takes another honeycomb. Do we have enough? Looks like we do. Bam! That should be everything we need. And it gives us a honeycomb goodie bag, and we were rewarded one honey block. Man, I think there were a lot better stuff we could have got. But I guess this is okay. I mean, you could turn it back into honey bottles, and we can kind of use those. Bee cage. What is that for? Anyways, though, the next step, honey treats. So now we need a honey treat and any bee cage. And I'm pretty sure I have some bee cages somewhere. Yep, here's one, a sturdy bee cage. And then to make a honey treat, combine a honey bottle with a honeycomb to make a honey treat. And then we get... Ooh. It said Omega. Productivity Omega. Nice. Advanced beehive centrifuge. So in the beehive, it increases production by 200% and centrifuge processing rate by 32. Nice. Must be a very expensive item. Let's see. Centrifuge upgrade. Hearts of the Sea. Productivity gamma. Beta. Alpha. Okay, yeah, it's a very expensive craft. So that's like a late game item. So it's very lucky we got that. Now, I did mention that I wanted a glowstone bee, so I went ahead and made a glowstone nest. Pretty easy to craft, as all it takes, glowstone nest, is a wooden sword and a glowstone block. And you can see the nest is empty. Use a spawn item on it to attract a bee. The nest can attract bees in this location. Let's see, how do I... it doesn't work. What's a spawn item? Alright, JEI says right-click, repopulation cooldown 1200 seconds, use additional items to speed up. And that seems to be about it. Because let's see here. Information attracts glowing bees in the nether. Must be placed in the nether to attract bees. It's in the nether. Give it glowstone dust. Make glowing bee. I'm not quite sure how long this takes to make a glowing bee. So I guess we'll just leave it in here. It should be chunk loaded since it's next to the nether portal, but I'm not quite sure. And here we go. Nest spawning. Lots of bees can be found by crafting nests. Most nests require an item to be used on them to lure bees, with the basic nests requiring honey treats. Using one will start the timer for a bee to come move in, and using more will cut the time needed for them to spawn in. Oh, so if I keep giving it glowstone, it should cut down the time, and we get a gold bee spawn egg. Cool. Glowstone nest, lure in glowing bees when given glowstone, soul sand, lure in ghostly bees when given gas tier, quartz, lure in crystalline, gold and magmatic, and then here's all the other ones, keeping the lights out. If you set up an advanced beehive with an expansion box attached somewhere in complete darkness, you'll have some new bees move in. The skeletal and zombie bees will only inhabit advanced beehives that are completely in the dark over time. These are great for making vanilla mob drops. Cool. I wonder, is there an ender bee? It's probably in an end nest. Yeah, ender bee. They randomly teleport. I had an idea. What if I just use this to make it go faster? So now it's times 64, and you can see we're going at a rate of 40 seconds per second, which is pretty solid. So it should make the bee. And then where is my golden lasso so we can capture the bee? And does the... I wonder, does the glowstone bee only work in the nether? And there it is. Glowstone bee. And then you just have to give it another piece of glowstone in order to function. But I don't actually know if it only functions in the nether. So I went ahead and crafted a bee jar, put a bee cage containing the bee you want displayed inside using a hopper or a pipe. Put a bee cage displayed using a hopper or pipe. So if I put this guy here, then it said I need to use a bee cage. Wait a minute. Put a bee cage containing the jar, bee cage. Oh, it's these guys. So if I use this and pop you out, grab you into the cage, so now we have that. Can I do this? No. Oh, does it break it? Oh no, it just goes back right here. So it said I can use a hopper, so let me try that. I should have a hopper lying around somewhere. Hopper? Not in that one. Am I out of hoppers? How am I out of hoppers? I've been using hoppers everywhere. Hopper. And it's in my backpack. So now if I put the hopper right here, and put you inside, it puts the bee inside. Now how does the jar work? Because it said it displays the stuff, bee stats. When captured in the bee cage, most bees will show specific stats. But it's not showing the stats. Oh, this is a bee jar. How do I take it out? Bee. Can I not take this guy out? I think I just trapped this guy in the jar forever. Unless there's a way to get him out? Alright, I figured it out. So you place a chest, then you place a hopper into the chest, and then put this guy on top, and he comes out. Interestingly enough, though, it does remain with the picture there. If I break this, does the picture go away? It does. Interesting. So you could theoretically never actually need to keep them in there, because they still display. So let's see, is it here? Hold shift. Ah, here we go. So glowing bee, adult, health 10 out of 10. It's a hive bee, normal, normal, diurnal, normal, normal, breeding items, any flower. Perfect. So now, if we take our advanced oak beehive and the oak expansion box, we should be able to just put this guy in here, like so. Add the expansion box. Now add you. How do I put you inside? Oh, I think I gotta do this. But then how do I put the glowing bee inside of here? Ah, okay, I figured it out. You put it in here. It even says, put empty bee cages to pull out bees, or filled ones to put them inside. Glowing bee. So now he lives in here. Diurnal. That means they operate in the daytime and the nighttime, right? I'm not actually sure. Oh, okay, I see the problem. For the glowing bee, it looks like he needs glowstone to function. So let's get him a glowstone block, so he can actually do his thing. Maybe that's why he's not doing anything. Let's see, glowstone. 1 block. And then, using our feeding slab, which is what it's for, we come over here, we can take out this, put that, and now it should recognize this on the feeding slab, the glowstone, and actually produce the stuff for us. And I looked it up. Diurnal just means it's active during the day and it sleeps at night. Now I wonder, can I do this? Does that make it go any faster? I don't think it's doing anything. Now our bee friend is a bit slow. Oh, there's the productivity omega we got for free. Nice. Let's take a look at some of the upgrades. So it's going to start with an upgrade base, which is a honey treat, emerald, diamond, and stick. Okay, very easy for us to craft. Mostly just waiting on the honeycomb. Honey treat. $1,000. Oh, but this gives you... It makes it endurance strong, passive, high productivity, any weather, metaternal, which I believe in this case means works at day and night. For $1,000. My goodness. Well, let's go ahead and craft this guy first. So we just need some sticks, and it doesn't want to do what I want to do, so I'll just make a bunch of sticks right here, throw those inside, and make 1 upgrade base. And let's see what we get. Speed upgrade. Nice. Speed upgrade. The speed upgrade provides a 20% increase to the speed of the hive or machine it is placed in. You can also place multiple in one machine. These can be placed in more than just beehives, right in the centrifuge, breeding chamber, and more. And that gets us an emerald bee spawn egg. Huh. I don't really need these bee spawn eggs because I'm already generating these via G-ores, so it doesn't matter too much. Upgrade baby will take 4 blocks of comb, any flowers, and upgrade base. Let's see. And how do you make a comb block? Honeycomb block is just 4 honeycomb. Okay, pretty easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come over here and make... Oh, I need 4 flowers. We have a bunch of flowers down here, so let me grab those. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I should be able to craft it in here to make the upgrade baby. Getting multiple the same type of bee can be difficult, especially if they have specific breeding flowers like draconic bees. That's where the baby upgrade comes in. Installing one of these into the advanced hive gives it a small chance for a baby bee to pop out whenever the bees inside of the hive leave to find a flower. The type of baby bee that spawns is based on the bees inside of the hive. And we get a honey block. If the bee cannot breed with bees of the same type, this upgrade will not work. These are usually bees that can only be made by either breeding or crafting like the withered bees. This can also be used as a filter in the catcher. So now I can throw this in here and this in here, and this guy should work faster. But he's still not really doing anything. Like, he's just chilling in here. Okay, interesting. So I put in regular old honeybees, and these guys are producing way faster than the other one. Now there are two in here with high productivity, so maybe that's why. I don't remember the productivity of this one. Your productivity was normal. This one's just high, but we already have 15 honeycomb block. And now that we have more honeycomb, we make more honeycomb. So we can craft more beehives. I think I'll just have to move where... Oh, let me grab this guy. Put you inside with your buddies here. Medium. 2 highs, 1 medium. Grab this, because now we don't need these anymore. Destroy that. Okay, because I'm thinking there must be something I'm doing wrong with the glowing bee, and I might just have to move it. What is this? Why are there 3 in there? I don't know what that means. But now that we have access to a lot more honeycomb, we can make some more beehives. Interesting. I just noticed, if you don't have this guy in here, you can't just manually put them into the hive. That's so strange. Why do you need an upgrade to do that? I'm going to leave it in here because they're producing tons of honeycomb very, very fast. But this guy should come out to eat the glowstone. I'm just not sure why he won't. But now I'm guessing the next 2 good upgrades are going to be anti-teleportation, because it goes right into the simulator upgrade, which means the bees never have to actually leave the hive, which is what I want. So we're going to bookmark this one, and we only need ender pearls, upgrade bases, and comb blocks. And then for the simulator, we just need blaze rods and ender pearls, so it's actually pretty cheap. Now we just make 1 anti-teleportation upgrade, and then turn that into 1 simulator upgrade. So now, if we come and put this guy over here, I'll need the feeding slab. Now, according to the diagram, all you have to do is have it touching, like, the corner there. Wait a minute. How are they doing that? What? How are these connected? They'll still need their flowering item or block to create combs. If the upgrade is installed, the flowering block or item, in this case the feeding slab, must be placed 1 block down from the front of the hive. Okay, so it should still work. So if we put this in here, they should still produce. And they'll never actually leave the hive. Now what about you? Have you done something? No, you haven't. Maybe I should try putting it over here. But then I have to move the glowstone. Oh wait, I have silk touch. What am I talking about? Where is my magnet? Magnet, magnet, magnet on. Break this. Grab some dirt. I did not mean to do that. So now, if we do this... Oh, I don't want to do that. If we do this... Okay, you can put it like that. Interesting. Put that here. So now if we put the simulator upgrade over yonder, he should... Oh, interesting. So when you put any upgrade in here, you get the option. And I think now it's working. I wonder why they don't leave before, but they're working now, and that's all that matters. Let me put some light in here. We don't want stuff to spawn. And now I think we're all set. More honeycomb, more bees. Now I think I just need to fill out that hive with another 4 glowing bees, and we should be all set on honeycomb production for glowstone. And don't forget to claim your rewards. We get upgrade speed and upgrade speed. Nice. 2 more upgrade speeds. Let's see, and then these can be used to craft upgrade speedier, but we'll need nether stars for that. So for now, I'll just plop them into... I remembered one of the drops I got. Let's see, now we can put speed in there to make it go faster. We can put speed in here to make that one go faster. I remember I was checking the chest earlier, and I had some cursed earth in there. Yeah, there's one. Which means they broke the cursed earth. Man, I hate Endermen sometimes. They're terrible. But now if we want to get productivity alpha, beta, omega, all that stuff, we're going to need draconic chunks, which comes from draconic dust, which comes from draconic comb block, which comes from draconic comb, which comes from the draconic bee. The draconic bees operate in the end. And to get one of these, we have to use an obsidian nest with dragon's breath. So we're going to have to go to the end dimension before we can do that. So that's more of like a late game productivity bee type of thing. But for now, it should work pretty good. We're generating a lot of honeycomb. Are you working? I think it's working just very, very slow. Oh, there we go. The first one. The glowing comb. And now, if we throw this in the centrifuge, we get 1 glowstone dust, a little bit of wax, and a little bit of honey. What about this? Throw that in to get 4. Gotcha. Nice. Glowstone production. Very slow, but with some upgrades, it'll go much faster. Interesting. I wonder how you get this book. Because it looks like once we have access to apiary bee box, houses bees that produce in the apiary. Yeah, I need the... not the storage. Where is the controller? There it is, the apiary controller. Once we have access to draconic bees, and we can make productivity alpha, we can make the apiary controller, which is just a much bigger bee nest. Which holds up to 27, but then it gets even higher. Holds up to 108 bees. Now that would be very fast production. And now that we have access to some honeycombs that we actually need to process, we're going to make the bottler and the centrifuge. I'm not quite sure what the use of the bottler is for, other than making the honey bottles, which is a pretty easy thing to do anyway. And we get another speed upgrade. But here's the centrifuge. So if we throw this inside and add the glowing comb, it works very, very slowly. We can upgrade this to a better version, but as you can see, it's going to take a little bit of mechanism. So we're going to have to delve into that in order to make the powered version. But now we can turn our glowing combs into glowstone and a little bit of wax. And nothing else. I thought it also made honey. Yeah, 100 millibuckets. Oh, it's going into the bottler. That's what it does. So now if I take my empty bottles, which I guess I have none. Where's my bottles at? Bottles. And put these in here. Once we have enough, which I think per bottle is 300, it should automatically go in there. So now we can make this and wax. And what do we need wax for? Wax blocks, candles. We can burn it as fuel. And a lot of different things. And wax blocks are needed to make upgrade block. What is that? Changes the produced output to produce blocks instead of honeycombs. Interesting. We will need draconic chunks for that and productivity beta. Oh, I see. So instead of making the honeycomb, make the block because it's more efficient. So it's just a productivity upgrade that is gated by the end. Gotcha. But now I do want to test something. So we have 3 in here. They produce pretty slow. But if I use my temporal pouch that I purchased an hour of time with, does it go faster? So if we tick this by 64... okay, it is going faster by quite a lot. Yeah, that's much faster. Pretty good. It also makes the bees sound like they're going crazy. You hear that? They're going nuts in there. But now we can produce it a lot faster. I still don't know what this little icon here is, though. Maybe I have to put a bottle in there and it does something? I'm not quite sure. But now we're generating tons of honeycomb, which is nice. Gotta love having a free productivity omega upgrade. 200% productivity. I wonder what the best way to do it is. Like if you have 4 slots. Oh, wait, no. Oh, what's that bee doing? Oh, he spawned in the block. That's the problem. Gotcha. There's probably, with the apiary, the multi-block one, so you can hold like 108, there's probably more slots, so you can do even bigger productivity. But that's going to be far away. Now then, it seems like for a lot of our late game items, we're gonna have to finish slaying the Ender Dragon and doing the getting started before we can, delve into everything and work on the Pina Colada. So I guess we'll work on that next episode. It'll take probably not too much work. We'll set up a little bit of stuff here with the gearing up and use Apotheosis to make ourselves a lot stronger, enchant our gear. The Ender Dragon is a really easy fight when you have this many mods, so it's not really going to be an issue. But even though this has been a shorter episode, it's still good. And as always, I'm your host, Hamas28, and I'll see you all next time.